guys, welcome back to my channel, and I can't believe we're here at the final plan with me for basically 2021, and it's kind of bittersweet because I don't know, I feel like time really definitely went way too fast, but I'm also kind of excited because I love starting new things, and going into a new year, I just can't wait to make the memories, and I'm definitely a very nostalgic person. So it actually plays in hand with the theme choice that I did pick for December. So basically I ended up doing a very simple kind of wintry scene because honestly I feel like I'm gonna be really busy for the month of December, and I just didn't have time to do a whole bunch of like crazy doodles, and so I kept it really simple and did like different kind of abstract like pine trees or even Christmas trees, honestly, but I was a little bit more focused on trying to keep more of a wintry scene and keeping it simple with a lot of white space going on, but using color to really accent it. So I definitely went ahead and stayed a little bit more cool tone than anything, and did a lot of like muted greens, light pink, a light blue, and different shades of like beige and gray. And I actually really liked how it all came out because it gave it a very nice, fresh, but delicate, I don't know, type of holiday feel. And even if you don't celebrate Christmas, that's okay because I feel like this is actually pretty relatable for everybody. I know that throughout my spread, I ended up putting some like stars on top of the trees to kind of indicate a little bit of like a Christmas spirit, but you totally can opt out and just focus more on a wintry scene. Okay guys, you're not gonna believe what happened. I wanted to do little white accents to get a little bit more pizzazz in my trees, and this happened. Yeah, I'm over the Posca pens. I can't ride with them anymore. We're not friends. We're just not talking at the moment because I really thought I ruined my cover page, and I thought that was gonna be the end of it. And literally my heart sank, but I managed to fix it somewhat, so it's not the end of the world, but definitely I cannot be on the bandwagon for Posca pens anymore. I'll just stick to my trusty white pen. So I didn't want to make my theme too boring, so I spiced it up with a little bit of like a collage moment, and I used Notebook Therapy's like new pressed paper that was part of their maple collection, and I actually had an excuse to use it, which I was so excited because some of their pressed paper actually had a little bit of like gold glitter reflect in it, and it really worked with my theme because I actually did use the gold like pen, and it just worked really well. I definitely would recommend it if you guys have never tried pressed paper. I was actually pretty impressed. So some of my spreads are going to focus a little bit more on color, and then other ones are going to focus a little bit more on that scrapbook kind of look to it. So my monthly overview definitely is going to have that really nice touch of color. I was leaning more towards a wash because again, I want to be a little bit more delicate for the holiday season, and I really love this muted green and white pen moment. So I thought that I did my monthly overview with no mistakes, and alas, I messed up. I totally forgot December 1st started on a Wednesday, and I basically had to slide it in really quick. Couldn't really tell that I messed up, but it definitely threw me off because I really thought that I couldn't count. And I was like, where did December 31st go? Are you guys excited for December? Because I'm kind of low-key am, but I've never really been a fan. And the reason why is because I don't really like the crazy snowstorms that we usually get over here, but I do appreciate a really good, nice, fresh white winter like dusting of snow, but that's it. And those are one of the big things I hate about December. I'm only 5'2" and I literally sink in the snow. I kid you not. And it's just very irritating. So I'm not a big fan of the snow. However, during December, I really love rewatching a lot of the old holiday movies that I grew up as a kid. And one of them I really do enjoy is probably the most random movie you would ever think. I really do like the Ed, and Eddie holiday special one. I love that. I've always like treated it as if it was my go-to. But if you want to know a very fun fact, I really don't like Home Alone. A lot of people love it. I get it. It's a true classic staple for the holiday season, but it never stuck to me as a kid. And now you guys know that I don't like a cult classic. Okay, so I should forewarn you guys, I actually didn't do a mood tracker for this month because I just feel like I'm gonna be so busy and so tired that I'm probably gonna be in a grouchy mood for probably the most of the month, which that's okay because I love my sleep. But I just stuck with having my habits. I don't do too many habits because I like focusing on some core ones, but I wanted to make it a little bit more special, so I created this nice scenery of just like a nice winter, I guess, village scenery. It's hard to describe, but it reminds me of like a snow globe. Like, you know how snow globes have those like little scenes and it's all white and it's all of the winter wonderland type of idea. That's kind of where I went with this one. And I try not being too festive by adding too many like Christmas specific things, but I did add some lights because I just felt like it was being a little too boring. So let's just jazz it up a little bit by throwing in some lights. So to make the snow pop a little bit more, I did go over a little bit with a lighter gray color to basically create some shadows, add some depth to it. But also what's super important is that when it came to the lights, I didn't full on color them all the way because I thought that having too much yellow would actually brighten up the overall color scheme too much. I don't know if that makes any sense, but to me, it does. I only colored in half of the lights, which still gives it this like nice clean simplicity to it, and I still kept the colors for everything else, like the trees and the houses, very minimal as well because I'm not trying to do too much with color here. So here's another sheet from the Notebook Therapy pressed paper, and definitely stick within the cool tone ranges of like the beige and the brown spectrum, just so it can play really well with the colors. And here's a good example of one of the pressed papers that does have the gold reflex in it. It's super pretty, but I still get a really nice minimal festive vibe from it, which helps because definitely my playlist is a lot more simplistic and it helps cut down on a lot of doodling. So if you're looking for something that's very easy, I do recommend this type of idea. And since it was definitely a little too plain for me, I just went ahead and made some cute little white stars with my white gel pen. Mind you, no Posca pens here because definitely not trying to go through what happened on my cover page. So this is definitely going to be my most simple but yet easiest spreads for this month. And basically, I'm just giving myself a good space to write all the gifts or gift ideas that I plan on giving people for Christmas. And if you definitely don't need one, which is totally okay, you can always switch it for like a brain dumping page just to like casually put your thoughts down. But for me, I'm actually planning my gift giving a lot earlier. Basically, I feel like the holiday season is going to be really crazy in terms of buying things just because there's a shortage out there in the world because of like post-pandemic. So I'm just trying to get ahead of the game and start my shopping a little earlier this season. My friends, we've finally made it to the first weekly spread, and if it looks kind of familiar, then you're right. It's actually been inspired from my first weekly spread from November. I really loved how it worked and how it looked overall, and so I actually brought it back because why not? So I switched it up a little bit just so I can have more space for planning, but also for the doodles. Let's give the doodles a round of applause because they need their moments. But pretty much I still kept it really simple. I didn't really do a whole lot of collaging for this spread just because I wanted to focus again on color just like I did for my monthly setup. But I really wanted to maximize my days because I feel like I'm going to be super busy, so I want to make sure I have enough space to write every single thing that I need. If you guys are curious, I'm actually not going to be doing a bullet journal flip through this year just because, to be honest, I don't feel too confident, but I don't really feel comfortable showing you guys my bullet journal for the past year. And reason why is because sometimes I found myself not really using my bullet journal, or I just wasn't in a really good headspace to even do anything, like absolutely anything with it. So there are a couple blank pages here and there, unfinished spreads, and I just don't feel like it's up to where I would like for you guys to see. I don't know, but I do plan on having a 2022 yearly setup and having my January plan with me. So definitely gonna be working on some videos for you guys and hopefully do something a little bit different, and different as in something maybe not bullet journal related. Maybe. We'll see. But we're almost done with the weekly setup, so basically just doing my good old task section. And you know, gotta throw in a little bit of pizzazz. So I thought it was looking a little bit boring, so again I threw in some lights and I threw in some stars because you can never go wrong. It's like putting pepper on food, like you cannot go wrong with black pepper. So definitely just jazzing it up a little bit with my old reliable little stars. We're finally at the flip through, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this theme. I know it was a lot more simpler than what I usually do for my setups, but I really did enjoy how it all turned out, especially trying something new, like the very scrapbook kind of feel to it. And ever since I did the stamps from last month, I've been really loving that too. But hopefully you guys have a really good holiday season. Stay safe, stay warm, and hopefully I get to see you guys in the new year. Until next time, bye!